Because we have taken sides, the side of the truth. That is why we are affectionately called the headquarters of the truth. Now this is our daily editorial and it's called The Voice of the Patriot. My name Blakk Rasta. Now the very first story we are looking at today is taken from Ghana Web and it reads, Donald Trump suspends U.S. green card lottery scheme. And I read, President Donald Trump has suspended the U.S. green card lottery scheme in the wake of a mass shooting at Brown University last week in which 2 people were killed. Now the suspect, a Portuguese man who was found dead on Thursday, entered the country through the Diversity Lottery Immigrant Visa Program, DV1, in 2017 and was granted a green card. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said she has paused the visa scheme under Trump's direction to ensure no more Americans are harmed by this disastrous program. U.S. officials said they believe the suspect, 48-year-old Claudio Neves Valente, also killed the Portuguese Massachusetts Institute of Technology professor Nuno Loureiro earlier this week. Now the program makes up to 50,000 visas available each year through a random selection process among entries from countries with low rates of immigration to the U.S. Writing on social media, Noem said Trump had previously fought to end the scheme in 2017 after 8 people were killed in a truck ramming attack in New York City. Uzbekistan national Seyfulo Saipov, an Islamic State supporter who is serving multiple life sentences for the attack, entered the U.S. through the DV1 scheme, according to Noem. Now, my brother, my sister, it is sad that people would kill people. It doesn't matter how they got into the country or the scene of killing or murder. It is very sad how people can kill people, whether they are of the same nationality or not. We need a world that is devoid of all the bloodshed. It is no excuse whatsoever to take the life of a man. It doesn't make sense. My brother, my sister, how much would you hate a man to the point that you want him dead? To the point that you would even end this person's life? Are you human? My brother, my sister, everybody knows how much I respect life and blood. That is why I don't even eat animals. I can't stand blood. I can't stand a man or an animal or any living thing losing the life because of me. My brother, my sister, that notwithstanding, let's go into the merits of this thing. If the U.S. green card has been suspended, as we have been told, my brother, my sister, and the reason is that time after time, we have recorded some facts. What are these facts? People who got into America via the visa program, the DV1, have been seen and caught taking the lives of other people. For me, it is not a good enough reason. Out of the numerous murders in America, how many people are coming from the DV1 program? Can I ask that question again? Out of the numerous murders in America, how many of them come via people coming into the country via the DV1 program, the green card program. My brother, my sister, we built America. Black people built America without apology. Today, if in some sparse situations, people end their lives and lives of others, sad and unfortunate as this is, we should not fall on that and say, because one or two people have been seen out of the DV1 program, taking the lives of Americans out of the over 10,000 murders that we have seen in America each year. If you already wanted to suspend it, go ahead and suspend it. You don't need to give us any reasons. After all, it's your country. But please, the word I was looking for, isolated cases of murder. We have seen how American students pick up guns and go into the universities and shoot and kill their fellow students and lecturers. They didn't come into the country via the DV1 program. We have seen how Americans have killed each other. And this was not through the DV1 program that had them enter America. That is not to take brief for any such program and any such murders. May I go deeper into this now? I have never been in support of the American green card thing. Never been in support. Because I always saw it as a modern day slavery. They give you the opportunity to come into America. They make sure that you are not a useless person in your country. They make sure that you are not a hopeless drunkard. They make sure that you are not a drug addict, because you can win it and at the interview you'll be rejected because you are a chain smoker or a drunkard, or you are sick of some kind of incurable disease. With some kind of incurable disease, you can be rejected. That's why you go for the medical. They make sure that you will not be a burden to America. If you are not a burden to America, means that you are serviceable to your country. And if they take you into America, that is brain drain in one way or the other. They mostly favor artisans, carpenters, masons. They go ahead to even look for electricians, mechanics, and so on and so forth. When we lose them from our country, soon we would have to start importing these artisans into our country. Let's not take it for granted. It is time for our nation to pay these artisans well, to stand up and fight for us as a nation. Make sure the citizens of this nation are paid properly. That is what it is. Make sure that everything works out good and nice. It is what it is. So that nobody comes to tell us, oh, our country pays better for you, so come. If anything at all, we should be able to send these people into those countries and earn money for our country contractually. If America is looking for artisans, Ghana can provide 10,000 artisans to America on contract. They go there for a year or two, work. They are paid well, and we take taxes and what have you for our country. Through these 10,000 people, we are getting some good taxes and some good money, rather than the hook and line carriage of our people via the DV1 lottery. Today they are bluffing, as if to say that it's a favor done us. Yes, it might be a favor to a lot of people out there who are dying and crying to have visas to go to America. brother, my sister, it is time to look at this thing again. I am glad the visa lottery has been cancelled. Of course, there are a lot of opportunities in America. We can also create those opportunities in our country. Our leaders must sit up and be up to the task. How many times can we re-echo this? Nobody is paid well in Ghana, yet we are the Gold Coast. Teachers are not paid well. Mechanics are not paid well. Artisans in general are not paid well. Police not paid well. Soldier not paid well. Musicians not paid well. Writers not paid well. All of them are looking to go to a country where they can be paid well. Let's protect our citizens. Let's protect Africa. Let's rid Africa of corrupt leaders and corruption in general. If we are able to do this, like America has done, and become patriotic to our land, can you imagine where we can go? Corruption. Anybody who is voted into power, he wants to pay back all that he has lost in the years, or all that he couldn't get in the years. It's time to loot. Democracy becomes lootocracy. The beautiful kingdom becomes a kleptodom, a thiefdom. Civil servants are no more civil. They are uncivilized. The stealing rises all the way to the top. The youth cannot get a blind. Sakawa becomes the order of the day. Fraud. And there are prominent people in the society who are supporting this menace. Fraud. And some are changing the rhetoric. Oh, they don't want the youth to prosper. Can you imagine that? Should the youth prosper through stealing? Is that what we want? Do you know what it does to the country? Today, when they start blacklisting the nation, that business people cannot even transfer money anymore because of the blacklisting, that you cannot even receive money into the country because of the blacklisting, then we start blaming governments. Oh, how the economy has become hard, but it is all from us. We caused it with our dirty sakawa and fraud. The youth don't seem to see what they are doing. People are trusting you and sending money to you because of the atmosphere our leaders have created for us. There are some countries that have been blacklisted, like Nigeria. You can't send $1 to Nigeria. So they are all running to Ghana and using the beautiful atmosphere to do sakawa and fraud, 419. Soon, when the country gets blacklisted, then we all would be in the same ship. The ill-fated ship, the Titanic, we all would sink. We won't sit down and wait for that day. Nobody is envious of any youth making trillions. If a youth has a factory and is making 70 trillion a day, we will applaud, we are happy. But no, we are not interested in youth stealing millions and trillions. We are not. Because our nation will be blacklisted. And once the nation is blacklisted, we have to be smart. Can you believe Sakawa boys and girls all over the internet making noise? That they should allow them to do Sakawa. Remember when I told President Mahama that it was wrong to take the taxes off the betting, but they didn't listen. When Mahama was campaigning, he was praising betting. Oh, the little thing where the boys they do too, and they can't put tax on them. I say, hey, Mahama, you are making a mistake. Tax it. Heavy taxes on that. Like Canada Japan is saying. Canada Japan lost the youth too. But Mahama wanted to win elections. Oh, if you vote we into power, and he was speaking pidgin that day. If you vote we into power, we go come out all the taxes, make you do your betting and make money. The little thing, the economy is hard. The little thing where the boys they make money too, they put tax on them. I said it's a mistake, mama. Today, what has become of the betting? All the bettors have moved into Sakawa. They have moved into fraud. A lot of them have moved into Galamsey. The more you try to fight Galamsey, the more they fight you. They kill police and soldier on the Galamsey pit. Have you not created a monster? We sat back and we saw it and warned you. But Mr. President did not listen. You can win elections without being irresponsible. I said you can win elections without being supposedly irresponsible. What was the import of legalizing this dirty thing called betting? The youth were running around betting. Right now, betting adverts are all over the place. When they bet and they do not win, they will go into Sakawa. Now, the nation has been defrauded. Fraudulent boys and girls all over the place, Sakawa. And we have prominent people supporting this. I saw a tape of, what's his name? Hobson Adoye, talking about this and praising it. Alan should be ashamed of this guy. Alan Chairman thing, who Mahama is trying to give an AU kind of post when he gets it. Alan, are you proud of this guy? Did you hear the tape? Go and bring Ken Oforiata. You are now there trying to catch the boys and extradite the boys and blah, blah, blah. And I sit back and say, hey, Charlie, this monster that you are creating, can you withstand it? Some of these guys are already old. It won't be long. They will be dying. So when they die, the monster that they create will not chase them into their graves and devour them. Nana Addo's sins will not follow him into his grave. All other things remaining equal. A 17-year-old should not die when Nana Addo is still alive. No, Nana Addo should go first. Mahama should go first before a 17-year-old. It's an error for a 17-year-old to die whilst a 19-year-old man is still walking. It's an error. If I am wrong, tell me I am wrong. To win elections, you make such irresponsible promises. And then when you come into power, you are pushed to fulfill those promises. Right now, you've taken the taxes off betting. So boys are out on the street. We have more betting centers in Ghana than hospitals. More betting centers in Ghana than schools. More betting centers in Ghana than toilets. More betting centers in Ghana than urinaries. What are you creating? Are you treating the youth well? This country, the way I'm seeing it, in fact, I have never been so disappointed in our country like I have been in the last few days. How on the internet I see some irresponsible youth glorifying fraud. And I see politicians supporting this. Hobson Adoye, Abronye, and the other guy, Paul Yando. Because they are populists. They have realized that a lot of the youth are so attached to stealing. So they glorify it so they can come into power. This is very dangerous. This is when we would have needed J.J. Rawlings most. There's something here that I'll be going into pretty soon, but I think I have to get into it now. They say they have opened some new courts to deal with Galamsey. So speedily, we're going to have the Galamseyers locked up. What would you achieve if you lock Galamsey people and leave fraudsters? What would you have achieved? You should also open fraud Sakawa courts immediately. It shouldn't only be galamsey courts. You can join the two, galamsey and fraud. We have the SFO. It used to be called Serious Fraud Office. Is it still there? I think that is what is become Yoko, right? Am I correct? Serious Fraud Office is now Iyoko. And Iyoko is doing everything possible to fix this thing. Look, you see, a lot of the youth do not understand. Unfortunately, the older ones have become so irresponsible because they are being fed with Sakawa money and fraud money from this youth. It is sad, my brother. I didn't think that this nation had descended so lowly. Sadly, when you talk, they come back and say you are too old. It's not a crime to be old. It's a pride to be old. At 51, if you call me an old man, then I don't know what you would call a 90-year-old. I honestly don't know. Maybe an ancestor. OAP. OAP. What is going on in our country? For the past 2 days, when I started talking about fraud and some prominent personalities in the society supporting fraud, I was expecting to get an overwhelming support. Yes, we have some support, but a lot of them are hiding for fear that these boys will track them down. In our countries, we believe in martyrs more than in living heroes. They will kill you and then make you a hero in death. They are not ready to make you a hero alive. It's sad. Fraud. Fraud. Oh, they are stealing from white people. As if white people were not human beings. Oh, they came and stole from us. Slavery. They came and did this to us. It's time to do that to them. Okay, so declare war on them. That you are coming for them because they came for you. And we'll see who will survive. One bomb and the whole of Nima is destroyed. One bomb and the whole of Ashaiman is gone. We don't want to go back to those nonsensical days. I thought we had grown and we had moved forward. You get so much aid from America every now and then, so much aid from England. Of course, as a Pan-Africanist, no amount of aid is enough to cancel the ills and sins of slavery and colonization. But we want to stand strong as Africans and say that yes, they did this to us. We still have the acumen, we still have the men, we still have the strength. We are still going to grow better, even though they wanted us to go down. That's what we are saying. That's what we are saying. I was shocked to hear people glorify this. Fraud has been there from Tete. Akablemeza and the rest were into it. Look at how they died. So disgracefully. Their families are not even proud to say that they are Akablemeza's children. Is that what you want? Fraud money would give you cancer. The money politicians are stealing is already giving them cancer, erectile dysfunction. Every money that is born out of dishonesty will bring you cancer. Cancer of the penis, cancer of the vagina, cancer of the throat, cancer that does not even have a name in the medical dictionary. Hey, some churches are also involved in this. So-called men of God, prophets, reverends, bishops, they take money from these boys and open their accounts out for fraud money to be pumped inside. I hear some pastors are even praying for them. Hey, is that where the country has reached? Maybe it's time for me to move out of this nation and go into some cave and live there for the rest of my life. But no, we won't do that. We will stand firm and fight it so the nation can be better. If Kwame Nkrumah had run away from the pressure, hey, this nation would not reach where it is. Let's all come together and fight fraud. Or else, those of you who are 15, 16, you still have a long way to go. All other things remaining equal. A 50-year-old, all other things remaining equal, Ceteris paribus, should die and leave a 17-year-old still walking on earth. But it is sad to see how a lot of us get caught and we are jailed in American prisons. We are there when we come back then. I don't want to mention names. Look at some of the prominent people in our music industry who got into drugs, selling drugs, and were arrested. Look at them now. Some of them have returned home after 10 years, 20 years. They can't find their footing. It's become a curse. It's not going to be easy. Nobody will trust them. Even the people they gave the stolen money to. No, they have moved on. They won't look your direction. So the youth, you can do better with your life. At the same time, it's time for our leaders to also create jobs for the youth. Get a very beautiful foundation for the youth. Today, school has become so unattractive. Who wants to go to school? Nobody wants to go to school. For what? Hey, in my days, when we're chasing the young girls, hey, when I was like 16 and 17, we're chasing the young girls, you know the first question they asked us, which school are you attending? Then you mention the school and mention your grade, the class. It's a big pride for her. My boyfriend is in Form 3, secondary school. Form 3. Yeah. Me boy, you know, over Form 3, who are being, these days, no. How much is in your bank account? Me boy, no shoe. $50,000. Ni watch. $100,000. Gold sikakoko. Me boy no ni sino or the gold miansa ena or the sheho. Baku biya ye 20,000 million, 4 million, 10,000 American dollars in the voice of Shatabando. We have moved from integrity to dishonesty. It's painful. Having walked this path, the preaching we have done on radio, fought so much for Pan-Africanism and all that, the last 4 or 5 days, in fact, really broke my heart. To be honest with you, broke my heart. And I've always believed that we shall make it, and I've not changed my mind. I am only disappointed that the speed with which I thought we're going, I was deceived. Now we have to go back to the books, go back to the drawing board. Last night I cried and cried and cried and I cried. That's why you can feel this in my voice. Cried and prayed for the youth. As for us, where we have reached, if God calls us today, it is okay. We have achieved quite much. If we did nothing at all, we have spoken to you in wisdom. We have spoken to you in wisdom. We have tried to guide you on the right path. I didn't know. I knew that when you fight corruption, corruption would fight you back. I knew it all along. But I didn't know some prominent people that I see in society who seem to be role models. Hope Siradoye. This guy. Abronya there is still an illiterate. A village boy with little common sense. As for him, he can say anything. Paul Yando, I don't know him. I don't know him, honestly. So I can't say anything about him. If these people can say this about fraud, especially Paul Yando, NPP is still sitting down there, proud that this is the Ashanti Regional what communicator. May God save us from this NPP party forever and ever. Paul Yando. Munjai abu frika no. Now enjoy nisika. Now no swedro ni. What now you see ni nyansa biti wo America ni. Why jaja wamana arobowa. We say, hey. And this is an NPP guy. They left power after 8 years, and it's not even up to a year yet. Listen to the communication. And NPP is quiet, as if there's no leader there. Do they have a leader at all? Is there any leadership in the NPP? Nobody could call him to book, to go out back there and say, oh, man, kasa ye mun fan cheme. Party Henska. These are the Galamseyers parties. They do Galamsey and they like it. From Galamsey to fraud. Sakawa party. Jesus have mercy. There's something here I want to close with. And it says, don't hesitate to jail public officials involved in Galamsey. And that's Haruna Idrisu to judiciary. And I read, Minister of Education Haruna Idrisu has urged the judiciary not to hesitate in jailing public officials and politicians found culpable of engaging in illegal mining. Now, speaking at the launch of the annual Chief Justice Mentoring Program under the team advocating greener, sustainable justice, the environment and justice, the minister said more measures must be undertaken in the fight against Galamsey. In his own words, he said, we need to elevate and up our game. The executive and the president alone cannot succeed in fighting Galamsey. We need the judiciary to stand side by side in solidarity. Should the court find any good evidence on any public official or any politician involved in it, my lords, don't hesitate to exercise the gavel and punish adequately so that it becomes deterrent for the rest of the society. So he says, don't hesitate to exercise the gavel. The gavel is the hammer of the lawyers, of the judges. What they hit on the table with, court is adjourned. My brother, that's why I hate politics. We know the truth, but we avoid it for political expediency. That is why I will never be president. If I was president, Galamsey would stop in 30 minutes. I'm telling you. Shoot them. Shoot them. If we shoot, after warning them to stay away from the areas, my brother, don't mine in water areas. Don't mine if you don't have a license. Then you go and hide in a certain water body. You are mining, no license, nothing. Politicians get the license and they don't abide by the rules. Where should you mine? Over here. No. They rather go to the water bodies, polluting the water bodies and destroying the flora and fauna. We will get into the area with properly trained police and soldier. It's now a war. And soldiers go to war. Send them out. Feed them well. Pay them well. Give them very good retirement bonuses and all that. All our security agencies, they deserve it. Shoot them. When we hear the gun cracking in the middle of the night, rat-tat-tat-tat, and people are falling down, let's have body cameras to be sure that yes, these people were actually shot on course. We won't shoot up to 5 people. Galamsey will stop. I'm telling you. Should we wait and be killed before we know that galamsey is equivalent to guns in people's hands. When the water bodies are polluted and we drink a lot of mercury into our bodies, you know what that means? Silent murder. We don't seem to see that for political expediency. There's a gold board that thrives on gold. Gold board doesn't need galamsey to be able to stand. It needs responsible mining. Left me alone, they should even stop all this mining. But it's not about me alone. If I were president, I will stop mining immediately and embark on serious agriculture. Agriculture can give us more money than this so-called gold, because the money we make from the gold is the same money we are using to fight the devastation to the flora and fauna. Not many would understand this thing that I'm saying. Hey, the direction the country is going, my brother, my sister, with this betting thing, this Sakawa thing, this fraud thing, I am alarmed. I am alarmed. But should we pack our shoes and start running so that the nation becomes a banana republic? No. We will fight politicians. Fight so hard so the youth can have a better life. So the youth and the nation can have a life. That's what Nkrumah did. And as an Nkrumahist, I don't know how to fight and run away. No. Even in exile, Nkrumah was still fighting to return home. He was still fighting to give Ghanaians a better life. I leave it here.